Michelle, how you doing?
I am fine. How are you doing, Ted?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's Sunday. There's no tropical storms outside. I'm knocking on wood here. I am happy, and I want to let you know.
Great.
I want to let you know, God is definitely good, and I edged the grass yesterday morning, Dr. Michelle.
So you were getting a jump on things. So
yes,
that's even better. So you didn't have to do so much work today on Sunday, so you could truly rest and relax.
And that is exactly what I did. I got to tell you, Dr. Michelle, I went to early service, came home, sat around with the family a little bit, and then took a nap. I took a nap. I just said, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I know you guys aren't happy with it. I know you want me to drive you here, because with the kids, they want you to drive you here, there, everywhere. And I said, I'm taking a nap, folks.
But that's good. I mean, that was a sign, too, that your body needed its rest. So there's nothing wrong with taking a nap at all.
That is true. There's been a couple things that came up over the past couple of weeks, Dr. Michelle, since the last time you and I talked. This thing about EpiPens being $500-$600 and CEOs making they were making $2 million a year. Now they're making $18 or $20 million a year. Dr. Michelle, what in the world? I mean, I had no idea. Like, I've seen the EpiPens in, like your local Walgreens or something like that, like locked away. Mm-hmm. But what in the world? Tell us about that. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Well, basically, the price for the EpiPens went up to over $600. And as a result of that, that caused the insurance companies to increase the copays for the EpiPen. And mind you, one of my sons does have allergies and needs an EpiPen, and his doctor had filled the prescription probably over a month ago. And by the time I actually went to go get the prescription, it was right after work the other Saturday, the lady's like, your copay is $130.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, I can only imagine the look on your face.
I said, what did you just say? And she said $130. She said if you had come like a little while earlier, a couple of weeks before when it was called in, you would have been able to get it for like $5. So I said, okay, what can we do? And she said, go online to the manufacturer's website and you could print out a voucher. And with the voucher, the copay was $0. But the other thing is, if you're in a case where you don't have insurance or your insurance, still the copay is a lot, you could always ask your doctor to write a prescription for the epinephrine, a smaller vial.
Okay.
And you get the syringe, and you just pre-fill the syringe, or your doctor can pre-fill the syringe, and you can do that for like less than $15. But at the same time, you're walking around now with a skinny syringe, and it's not labeled as epinephrine as opposed to the EpiPen, and then you run the risk of somebody thinking it's something else. So that's another thing to think about. But yes, it's an unfortunate situation the way pharmaceutical companies are going in as far as making a profit, but it's not trickling down to the doctors and to the patients as far as helping to make sure we're still able to get adequate access to the medicine that we need. And it happens all the time where in the office we want to prescribe X, but the insurance company wants you to prescribe A before X, and even though the patient might have been on A before and A didn't work, and X works, and then they have to go through a whole prior authorization, and you have to talk to a doctor on the other line to make sure that they agree with what you agree so the patient can actually get X. So
the patient that's in need is just, once again, I mean, we hate to use the word victim, but this is the person that's out there. Here's another term I want to use, and you might get upset with me, but when these companies, these pharmaceutical companies, are the only game in town, are we used to seeing this type of behavior with, the cost increase like this? I mean, is something like this the norm, or, because...
Well, basically, they can do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. Yes, there's supposed to be a generic that's going to be coming out, and I think that'll be under $300. But at the same time, when your choices are very limited, you know the whole thing back in economics, supply and demand.
That's true.
This is a classic case of it.
Ugh.
And it's unfortunate, and people don't understand, especially as a doctor. We're on the phone a lot trying to get the appropriate medicine for our patients, and sometimes people don't realize what it takes, in addition to seeing patients, that now you have to have someone get on the phone to get to the right person so that you can get on the phone to speak to the right person, who hopefully will see your point about whatever medication your patient needs.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Hey, I think
Yes.
I think you and I were talking, I think it was last week, or it might have been the week before, and I asked you about Healow. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Healow?
Oh, the Healow app.
The Healow app. One
Yes.
of my friends who lives out of town mentioned to me about the Healow app, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he mentioned, and it's kind of what we all go through, as patients. Well, I like to say myself as a patient. Let's say, annually I get my blood work done, and you're kind of sitting there wondering, okay, well, what were the results? And you're calling the doctor's office and everything else like that. My buddy mentioned to me, with that app, he's able to log in, see his results, see all of his visits, all the prescriptions that he's currently on. And I said, oh my. And I mentioned it to you, and you were just like, oh yeah, we've been using this for the last 8-9 years.
Yes, we're going to have a conversation offline, because I don't know who you go to.
Oh, okay.
But with the electronic records, the point is that the doctors have access to you, and you have access to your records.
So
yes, you can go online if you decide. I'll just say, for example, I'm your doctor.
Right.
You decide that you are away on vacation, and you realize that you forgot your blood pressure medicine.
Okay.
So what you can actually do is, as long as you're in the office during the day, you can just quickly send me an email. Dr. Reed, I am so sorry. I went to Hawaii without you and your family. I left my medication. Can you please call it into, or e-prescribe it, because we can send electronically,
right,
to this pharmacy in Hawaii, and we can just do it like that. Or if you're really anxious and you want to know what your lab results are from what we did 24, 48 hours ago, you can go online, look up your labs, review your labs. If you realize that you forgot to tell us a medication that the cardiologist started you on by mistake, you neglected it when you came in for your last visit, you could even send an email to update your records as far as that. So with the Healow app, it's an app that you have on your phone where you can access your records. But most electronic records, you can go to the individualized patient portal without having to do the Healow app. So some people like the Healow app to look at their records for whatever electronic health records their doctor uses, or others like to just go directly to the electronic health records patient portal to look up results. So it's a matter of what your personal preference is.
Gotcha. Hey, Dr. Michelle, when I ask you this question, so for some of your patients that are older, that have access to this app, is it easy to use?
Wait. See, I think you're making a major assumption that as you get older, you use less technology, and I don't necessarily believe that that's the case.
Not at all.
Some people who are listening to this show, and they're probably going to get a little offended because
Not
in
at
their
all.
70s and 80s, people are still using the internet.
Of course. They were on the internet when it was dial up. You know?
That's right.
But no, my
That's right.
question, because I'm thinking about my dad. So my dad is in his mid 80s, and when I'm not even sure if I shared it with you. When he sends me a text message, everything is in all caps, and I'm like, Dad, is everything okay? You know, lay off that cap button a little bit. But no, my question is the technology easy to use regardless of the age?
Oh, it is. It is very easy. And what we normally would do in the practice initially was print out labs. And we found out that the majority of the patients have already gone on to the patient portal. So when they come back to review the labs, we don't necessarily have to give them a copy of their labs.
Gotcha.
But some people still want to have a piece of paper, so we'll still go ahead and give them their results so that way they have them. So if they go see the endocrinologist or whatever specialist they have to, their lab's already written out for them or printed out. So they can just hand it in to the specialist.
Gotcha. Dr. Michelle, what's going on in your world this week?
Well, we are starting our big push, and when I say we, it's Dr. Michelle and Next Generation Athletics in Westbury. We're starting our push to celebrate Child Obesity Month, which is now September.
All right.
So on September 24th, it's a Saturday, we are going to have a walk to health with Fit Doc, myself, and some surprise guests. We're going to be starting at 8:30 from Eisenhower Park. That's Field 5, and you can park in Field 4 or 5. But we're going to start at Field 5, and we are going to have a healthy, family-friendly walk because we're realizing that child obesity has become a very serious problem, and it's something that we have to start to work on from the time a child is born, because we're seeing children that are 4, 5, 6 years old that are not at healthy weight. And if they're not at a healthy weight at 4, 5, 6, 7, by the time they get 15, 16, they've extremely gained a significant amount of weight, which is putting them at an increased risk for high blood pressure and prediabetes and high cholesterol. So what we wanted to do was dedicate a day where we're going to have the entire family come out and exercise together. And this will be something that hopefully as the school year continues, that the families will continue to exercise together, be it at home, be it at Next Generation, which is at 575 Merrick Avenue in Westbury, because we're going to continue with the basketball training. They're going to have soccer, baseball, I think pitching, coaching. I think there's going to be a girls softball league there. And of course, more importantly, I guess most importantly, is the adult exercise classes. So we're going to have yoga, boot camp, Zumba, core strengthening class, because you're there with your child, so it's important that your child sees you exercising too. And that's something that I'm really excited about. We have the flyers ready, so now we're getting ready to start our push for Saturday, September 24th at 8:30 a.m. so we can register, and the walk will start at 9 o'clock. Field 5, Eisenhower Park.
That is excellent. Hey, Dr. Michelle, we know...
I look forward to you bringing your whole family.
I will definitely bring the whole family. I'm really excited about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to making sure you have the whole family there. And make sure everybody has their sneakers on, because I don't want anyone to say that they didn't have their sneakers, right, or they forgot their sneakers.
You know, so when I show up there with a pair of flip-flops and I'm taking pictures and doing a photo op with you guys, and like, all right, I'll see you
No,
guys.
that's not part of the plan. That was not part of the plan.
Oh, my
You got to
goodness.
come correct or don't come at all.
Dr. Michelle, as always, it's wonderful to have you on. Tell us best ways to get in contact with you. I mean, even though we expect you, on the show for this segment, because, I mean, you provide so much information. But if it's Monday through Saturday and someone wants to get in contact with Dr. Michelle, what do we do?
Well, you can reach the office at 516-794-2200. That's 516-794-2200. And ask Dr. Michelle with one L. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also we have a website. So it's www.askdrmichelle with one L.com. And I look forward to seeing everybody there, the entire families. And if a child is a baby, and as long as they've had all their shots and the doctor gave them the okay to be outside, you can be pushing your child in a stroller. So there are no excuses not to show up and have a good time. And we're going to have free giveaways, too. And, of course, I forgot to mention, we are going to be having a poster and a video contest for children, and we're just working out the kinks for that, where they're going to talk about why they want to be healthy and the importance of being healthy. And we're going to give out prizes for the top winners in different age categories.
Perfect. Dr. Michelle, thanks so much for taking the time out this evening to join us, and we will be speaking very soon.
Yes, and happy Sunday and happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day to you, too, and the family. Tell Scott I said hello. Talk to you shortly.
All right, and have a great show.
All right. Thanks again.
All right, bye-bye.
And that was our Ask Dr. Michelle segment. We're going to have a quick promo, and then we'll be on with Mr. Brian Snow.